Okay, so today's prompt was supposed to be, people, why do you exist? But there was this thing, Draw Your Life, going around on YouTube, and it's kind of about people, right? It's about me and the people in my life. Yeah, that's how it works, so yeah, I'm doing this.
And they make videos and stuff.
I'm Canadian. I was born in Canada. I first lived there with my family for a few years when I was little. I don't have very many memories of them, but one of them was trying to ride this huge bike down the road past their mailboxes. I never really managed it though until I was in England. But that comes later. Then there was this time that I slammed my brother's finger in a door and his nail came off and it was black and blue for weeks. I don't even remember why. Another memory I have is of the red currant bush in our backyard. We had a black currant bush as well, but I guess I like red currants better because I would sit there and eat them. Noms. Also, my parents tell me that I used to run around singing, and they couldn't tell what I was saying, but they could usually pick out the tune. Fuzzy little wuzzy all stuffed with fluff. Then we went to England. I don't really remember much about the trip because I was quite little, but apparently when we moved, I was so scared I felt sick. So what happens when a little Canadian kid goes to England? Yeah, she gets teased for her accent. But I did actually make friends with a girl named Sarah in kindergarten. Because of Barbies, I think. So, our city had a really good university, and people would come from really far away to study there, and they often brought their kids, so I had a lot of friends from different places. Like Nigeria, and Japan, Korea, Australia, Austria, Switzerland, but they didn't stay for very long. In year 2, I met a girl called Bojen from Taiwan, and we became best friends. It was funny because they gave me a certificate for being nice to her, a little award thing, and I was just like, what, why? I'm just making friends. And I played football, or soccer as the Canadians call it, and I was the only girl on the team, and it was fun because I was pretty good at defense, and the guys were nice. And we'd play in the rain when the field was all muddy and everything was quiet except for the ball and the whistle, and it was one of my favorite things. And I also started playing violin, and my parents thought I wouldn't continue with it, but I did, because guess who got their grade 8 last year? Then when I was in like year 4, someone got into school with a firecracker or something, and it burned down. Well, not actually, only half of it, but... So we all moved to this other building while they fixed it, and it was further away, and I remember getting a fever there, and book sales, and playing Korean jacks in the playground. Then we moved back when they had portables on the field while they rebuilt the school. I mean, mobiles, that's the English word. And there were these rocky chairs that everyone laughed at because we were just doing sex ed. After that was year 7, and I left a bunch of my friends to go to high school. Only one of my friends went with me, but I made some new friends. Things were cool. And I played rounders, and tennis, and I did trampolining. That's a trampoline. And long jump, and orchestra, and choir, and dance. And I'm not sure how I had time for all of that, as well as piano and violin, but I did. Except I got bullied way worse in high school, and there were these girls who threw things at me and put glue in my hair and teased me for my Canadian accent, which I didn't totally lose after all. And when I got new glasses, I was sort of afraid to wear them for being teased. But then we moved back to Canada. The difference in attitude. Suddenly everyone was like, I love your accent, and say more words. I'm not sure if people were more accepting here, or just Anglophiles, you know, loving everything British. Probably more the latter, but it was better anyway. But even though I had quite a hard time in school in England, I still missed it quite a lot. I missed the rain, the places, the people. I still felt more English than Canadian. It took until I was in grade 10 to feel like I really belonged. That was the year I really got to know Nat, which was actually kind of scary at first because she was like way more out there with feelings and stuff, and I was like, whoa there. But then we were best friends forever and everything was good. And because she was better at talking to people than me, I met all sorts of people after that, and I began to actually have a sort of friendship group, and we did crazy stuff. The drawbacks of high school? I was always tired because I didn't really understand what introversion meant, so I didn't realize I needed time off of all that socializing. Oops. Not that much changed when I went to university because I just never sleep. Well, I do sometimes. And I joined a learning community, which is the best thing ever. I met a lot of really great people and we have fabulous non-drunken shenanigans. Oh, and I wear glasses now. Contacts are way too much effort. So, yeah, I'm living the university life. Except for all the drinking and partying. Nah, my life is pretty much unchanged. I'm still Canadian, but I might forever be identified as a Brit every time I open my mouth. Oh, and I'm also American, but we don't talk about that. JK, lols. So yeah, people exist because they're fabulous and fun, as long as I don't have to deal with them all the time. Wait, why are all of these girls? Well, one could be Corn, he has long hair. And that one's hair isn't that long. My name is Anne, and this is my life.